Hey, it's Gary Parr, the Nashville Market, and yep, we're back again with Nicola. Now, Nicola filling in for some other people here.
That's right. I'm representing Mill on the Floss Samplers today.
Mill on the Floss.
Yes,
okay.
Mill on the Floss. The designer is Michele Moulin White, and Michele is from England, but she lives in France now. And this is her very first reproduction sampler, and what a beautiful job she did of reproducing this gorgeous sampler. The sampler is a Norfolk sampler.
Sorry about the glare here, folks. Let's see if we can tilt that maybe. There we go.
Is that better?
If you don't mind, yeah.
Not at all. So it's a sampler from Norfolk, and it was stitched by Alice Sarah Dennis Gayton Mays in 1834. It's a very, very charming sampler. We all love a red house. A gorgeous strawberry border. And of course it's got an Adam and Eve band as well. The verse is, "It is education forms the tender mind. Just as the twig is bent, the tree is inclined. For what we learn in youth, to that alone, in age we are by second nature prone."
Mm-hmm.
So, rather sweet one, and of course it's not a religious one.
Right. That's a nice collection there with the house and the
birds
baskets,
and the birds and the trees.
Yes.
And then you come down and you've got this lovely Adam and Eve section.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got the little birds. I love the birds with the blue heads.
Yes.
The collection of crowns.
Yeah, I was going to say, now the crowns in there, does that have some symbolism, meaning to it? Must have, huh?
Well, crowns were, you often see them in samplers, and it's, you sometimes see kings, queens, all different types of crowns. Now, the unusual thing about this sampler, Gary, when you're there, just as you are on screen, you would think that this is the bottom of the border,
mm-hmm.
but there's another section below.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost as if Alice had finished her sampler, then decided to add another little section. Do you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Which makes it a little bit unusual.
Yeah, and a really kind of a different collection of motifs.
That's right.
Yeah.
And this little dog here.
Yeah.
Quite unusual.
Yes.
And there's almost, I think this might be a fox with the pointed nose.
Yeah,
and the
that tail says fox to me.
I'm not sure what your foxes are like in America, if they're the same.
No,
as
that
our
tail
foxes.
says fox to me.
Right.
Yeah.
And Michele has researched this sampler, and she has quite a little bit about the girl and where she came from. So, it's a lovely little booklet that she's done for the sampler. And
this is a booklet you printed?
No. This is something that Michele has done.
Michele has done. Okay.
It's a lovely booklet. She writes about Alice.
Mm-hmm.
Her graph pages are very clear and in full colour, which is great. And then at the end, she gives you a historical background to Alice's life.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the silk and the DMC colours as well, which is great. And Michele also gives all the linen counts.
So on 40 count, this piece is 13 3/4 by 17 1/2.
That's right.
Yeah, so
it's a nice size sampler.
Good size sampler,
That's right. So, as I said, this is Michele's first reproduction, and it's really good to support a new designer. It's very, very hard to stand out. So Michele will be thrilled with everybody who buys her sampler. And I'll tell you a little funny little thing. Michele and Krista of Just Stitching Along and myself, we all met when we did a stitch along together, and the three of us have ended up reproducing samplers. So yeah, so this room is full of friends.
Very good. All right, thanks, Nicola.
You're welcome. Bye bye.